Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najwa Athirah, Binti Kamsah Kamal. My title for final year project 2 is assessing the halal integrity of warehousing for handling freezer storage product at Kuantan Port. Next is introduction. Halal logistic or halal integrity are very important in a halal market because if one cannot do the chain of protecting the halal principle, it will be bad leading to the cross-contamination and doubtful situation. Second, halal simply refers to the things or activity that permitted of or lawful according to the Islamic Sharia law. So, the terms of halal foods and halal services refers to the things that are acceptable for consumption or use in accordance with this rule. And third is, halal supply chain sector will be one of the fastest changing areas to watch out for in the region population, which is growing demand in the world. Next is problem statement. According to the Maksidit and Muhammad Asri 2020, a risk of cross-contamination of the halal product with non-halal during the transportation operations, including the warehousing, handling, freezer storage products. Second, according to the Hashim and Sharif 2016, the players lack understanding of the halal concept, ingredients, suppliers, processing, including the handling freezer storage product in the warehouse premises. And last is the lack of practitioners of halal integrity in handling the freezer storage product in following strictly the standard operating procedure SOP Ali et al. 2017 of Jakim's guidelines. My research question and research objective is, first, I will explain research question. First is, what is the quality service dimension of halal integrity in handling freezer storage at Kuantan Port? Second, do the halal integrity approach in ensuring the safety and quality of handling freezer storage product in warehousing activities at Kuantan Port? And third is, what is the most critical halal integrity process involved in the freezer storage warehousing, the influencing organizational marketing performance? And next is research objective. First is to define the quality service dimensions of handling freezer storage product at Kuantan Port. Second, to study the halal integrity in ensuring the safety and quality of handling freezer storage in warehousing activities at Kuantan Port. And last is to analyze the most critical halal integrity process that involved in the freezer storage warehousing that influences organizational marketing performance. Next, we move to the literature review. First is halal industry concept. Halal industry concept has obtained increasing the attention because of the rising number of Muslim population globally. This is because the rising number of Muslims constitute that the consumption and promotion of the halal food is becoming significant as it associates with the quality, cleanliness, safety as underlined by the Sharia principles. Halina et al. 2012. And second, in producing a quality services of halal product, the main important principles that should be focused on is that the product should not at any time to be contaminated with non-halal products. Next is halal integrity. Halal integrity means that the product is still halal from the upstream and downstream supply chain, free from any activity that may violate halal status intentionally and unintentionally. And second, a term of halal integrity is one of the main properties and unique features of halal products. When related with others, halal products are produced according to their religious needs based on a halalan thayyiban, in accordance with the principle of Islamic laws and quality of health concept. Next is conceptual research framework. This framework adopted from the Oliver's 1980 service quality theory. The independent variables of this research is dimension of service quality in handling freezer storage, and the dependent variables is marketing performance. Next is research hypothesis. There are 5 hypotheses that involved in this research. These hypotheses shows the relationship between the IV and DV of the research. This table shows the structured literature review meta-analysis on the dimension of service quality in handling freezer warehouse. Next, we move to the next slide, which is methodology. First is nominal scale. According to the pattern 2021, nominal scale is merely a method of categorizing data without regard for order or structure. It used to measure non-numerical variables or variables with no numerical value. Okay, next is Likert scale. Likert scale is a 7-point scale that allows people to indicate how strongly they agree or disagree with a given proposition. I must utilize a descriptive statistic to analyze nominal variables such as counts, percentage, and modes. Cross-tabulation analyses are useful for inferential analysis. Next is data processing. The data processing will be exported to the statistical package for the social science, which is SPSS application. I use this software. FSS. Okay. Next is data processing. Data will be exported to the statistical package for the social science, which is SPSS software. This software is used for demographical analysis and will automatically set up and import designated variables name, variables type, title, and value labels that will meaning the minimal level is required from the researcher. Okay, next is correlation analysis. Correlation analysis is a statistical approach for determining the strength of a link between two numerically measured dependent variables. For this research, the relationship between dimension of service quality in handling freezer warehouse and marketing performance can be determined. We move to the next slide, which is result and analysis. In this part, it will be expose the result and finding of this study, which is the dimension of service quality in handling halal freezer storage and marketing performance. The independent variable was identified for this research are: first is cleanliness, packaging, safety, transportation and storage, and material handling, while the dependent variable is marketing performance. Statistical package for the social science, which is SPSS, was used in this research to test the relationship between the independent variables and dependent variables. Okay, what is SPSS software? This is a software program that used by researchers in various disciplines for a quantitative analysis of a complex data. This introductory level SPSS workshop introduced SPSS environment, basic data, preparation and management, descriptive statistics and common statistical analysis such as t-test, ANOVA, correlation and regression analysis. We move to the next slide, which is a demographic profile respondent. First pie chart show the percentage of the position in the organization. Based on the figure show, the highest percentage is the owner that contributed to 36% of the total sample. Meanwhile, deputy director is the lowest percentage, which is only 3% of the sample. Okay, number 2 is the percentage is the pie chart for the educational level. It shows the percentage of graduate is the highest level of education, which is 54.5%, while 4% equivalent to 4 respondents is the lowest level of education, which is secondary. And third is the pie chart that shows the percentage of managerial experience in halal industry. The pie chart show that the respondent around 5 years or less is the highest percentage on this question, which is 52%. The lowest percentage is 16 to 20 years, that shows only 4% of the total of the sample. Next, the picture shows the percentage of a level involvement in the market. The highest percentage, which is the domestic market, is 54%, and followed by the 90% for the international market and 17% for the multinational involvement in the market. The lowest percentage is regional market, which is only 10%. And next, we move to the pie chart that shows to the percentage of a business operation. Only 8% of the respondents have location of business operation, which is in Kuala Lumpur, and the highest percentage on location of business operation is in other state, that show 31%. And next, we move to the next picture, which is show the pie chart of the percentage of belongs. Okay, the pie chart shows the company belongs by the respondents is Muslim manufacturer, which is 89%, and the lowest percentage is 11%, which is non-Muslim manufacturer. The result shows the majority of respondent work are from the Muslim company. Next, the pie chart shows the percentage of the halal certified. From this pie chart, it shows that the highest percentage of a respondent's company and product that have their own halal certified is 97%. Meanwhile, only 3% from the total of a sample did not have the halal certified. Okay, and the last picture is show the percentage of a types of certification is in organization registered. Okay, it shows the type of certification of the organization registered is the highest percentage is 89% of the total sample that have the halal certificate. Which is JAKIM, and the second highest is the certification that is about the health certificate, which is MESTI, that shows 60%. And the study shows the lowest percentage in the type of certification in organization registered is other certification, which is contribute 9% from the total of the survey. Next is normality test. Normality test is one of the basic conditions before conducting any statistical test and analysis to ensure that the data collected from the sample are distributed normally. Based on the table, result skewness and kurtosis statistic with the range of negative 1.96 to the positive 1.96 refer to the table. For a data to be normally distributed, skewness and kurtosis value should be in the range of negative 1.96 to 1.96. Almost all variables show 100% normal distribution based on the result of skewness and kurtosis indicate to the zero values. A negative skew distribution indicated in table due to the negative value obtained of the result. Next is reliability test. All of the independent variable and dependent variable in this research will tested using Cronbach alpha and summarized in a table. Based on the table, the Cronbach alpha coefficient should be value of from 0.65 to 0.95. It's satisfactory because a low alpha coefficient shows the ability of the items. Next is descriptive analysis for a respondent profile. The questionnaire consists of demographic profile of the respondents. That section consists of 9. Next is descriptive analysis for a respondent profile. The questionnaire consists of demographic profile of the respondent. The section consists of 9 categories, which is position, education, level, years of managerial, level of involvement, location business operation, company belongs, halal certified, types of certification, and handling freezer storage. For this section, frequency and percentage will be presented, and the survey conducted at Quantum Port, and a total respondent of this study is 100 employees. This table show the descriptive table for the respondent analysis that show the frequency and the percentage for the items. Next is inferential analysis. Inferential analysis is conducted to describe the characteristic of the research. Next is inferential analysis. Inferential analysis conducted to describe the characteristic of the research subject by identifying the relationship between dependent variable and independent variable. The dependent variable is the effect, whereas the independent variable is the objective to testing the hypothesis, and the hypothesis will be tested using the inferential analysis. And next is correlation analysis. Correlation analysis is a test of a parametric test that used to analyze the data which are correlated linearly. The test is used to identify the correlation between two sets of interval or ratio scale. The result of the linear correlation were illustrated in the table. This is the table that shows for the correlation analysis. Based on the table, all the associations have positive signs that indicate the positive direction of associations among all the constructs tested. Next is regression analysis. Regression analysis was conducted to identify the relationship between halal freezer storage warehouse and marketing performance for the research sample size of 100 employees. It shows the signs of the independent variables are positive. Next is ANOVA analysis. The dependent variable is marketing performance, and the predictors is constant, which is cleanliness, packaging, ethical practice, safety, transportation storage, material freezer, handling halal storage. In a conclusion, overall correlation between iteration variable and the linear combination between predictor variables of the variance in the marketing performance. And next we move to the last chapter, which is conclusion and recommendation. This research is close with the recommendation for the future study and about the study's finding. The suggestion and recommendation about the halal integrity through halal freezer storage marketing performance at Kuantan Port. This chapter will provide more usefulness details and information which can serve as a direction and a big guideline for the future study. The recommendation for this research is the halal food industry being motivated by rising demand to maintain up its space cover over the world global supply chain. Without any question, the halal food industry still struggles to get outside a few obstacles and challenges. This research was motivated by the growing integrity and impurity issues in the global halal food industry. In order to maintain the integrity of halal, future academics should investigate current accessibility projects and how they could enhance the halalness and cleanliness of the products. Next is conclusion. This chapter extends our knowledge and understanding on the significant contribution to theoretical, practical and methodological knowledge by developing the first comprehensive model of halal integrity on food supply chain implementation by identifying the critical dimension of service quality in halal freezer storage and warehouse performance. Furthermore, the relation between the performance of warehouse and the implementation of the halal food supply chain signifies to manufacturers that the model is particularly capable of improving the marketing performance within the framework of the halal food industry.